Hi, good day, everyone. Farrell here on the side. How are we doing this morning or this afternoon? I see we have Maria on the line and SJ, Lathitha. I hope I'm pronouncing that correctly. Anthea, welcome. And Shahid, good day, guys. It's good seeing you. Uh, uh, Yesterday we ended the session abruptly. Was obviously out of our control, but I think we made the best of it. I'm going to try my utmost best to get through the material as quickly as possible and utilize this time to the best of our ability. I think we had a good session yesterday. Anthea, Saeed, I think you guys were on the Zoom call yesterday. Just a little bit of feedback from your guys' side regarding yesterday's session.
Sorry, I couldn't get in there for a minute.
Hi, Anthea.
How are you doing?
I'm good, man. Yourself?
Good. Look, it was a good session. Unfortunately, we couldn't hear you most of the time and with the technical support as well.
Mhm.
But when we did get going, it was good. The understanding was there.
Was there good group synergy when it came to the discussions and so forth?
Most definitely. We had a good group yesterday. They were very outspoken.
Oh, that's good. That's what we want.
Yeah,
Mm.
exactly.
Okay. Today we going to do the I think Unit 3. I'm going to start with Unit 3 and then continue with Unit 4 as well. We didn't get through Unit 3 yesterday. So that will be my focus just as an introduction. And then we'll continue with Unit 4. Yeah, I think that will be it. We will look at our time. If we can go to Unit 5, I'll do that if we can. But from my side, welcome once again. It's now 10 minutes, 11 minutes past 12. So let's get into it. Just a little bit of recap. Unit 1 yesterday, we touched on what does it mean to be a volunteer, and to be more specific, what does it mean to be, I think, an excellent a volunteer, especially when it comes to the Netball World Cup. We touched on some critical points. We took a look at the good day, Saeed. I see you, my man. We touched on.
Hi there, hi there.
Hi, good afternoon. We touched on the characteristics of a volunteer. What does it mean to have the kind of responsibilities to be someone that's responsible, that takes initiative, that's passionate. Those are some of the characteristics that we touched on yesterday. So I hope that you made some notes. Like I said yesterday, when you look at the material and especially the activities, it will give you an indication of what the assessment will be like that you guys need to write. I don't know if there's a minimum pass rate, but I'll find out from Marius if there is. I think there is because it is an accredited course, and it should be about 95%. And it's 95%. I hear someone the back says 60%, but I think it's 95%. That's the pass rate for the assessment. I might be lying or making up things, but I'll confirm later onwards. But our job as facilitators is to prepare you guys thoroughly and make sure that you are prepared for the assessment that lies ahead. Things are really picking up at the venue. We had another meeting with Nelson. For those of you who know Nelson, or let me rather say Katsita, and the netball board. Things are, especially from tomorrow onwards, at the venue, at the World Cup venue, the different teams and volunteers that is
Yeah.
to the different teams. It's really starting to pick up now. So Saturday, Sunday, and for the rest of next week, things are going to get busy. And we had a meeting yesterday, and they just informed us, say, listen here, guys, we need to we need to work together because um, the volunteers will be needed where where they will be utilized. So those functional managers are already requesting that the team members be allocated and utilized already, and to prepare the teams thoroughly before the World Cup starts next week, Thursday, I think. Yeah, but let's continue quickly without wasting any time. Yeah, so Unit 1, we covered the mostly the characteristics of what it does mean to be a volunteer, especially at the World Cup. The Unit 2 talked about teamwork during the World Cup. What does it mean to be part of a team? Uh, what are the challenges that a team might face? I think we had some nice discussions. I appreciate the input of everyone yesterday, especially. I mean, we are here to learn from one another, and I think it's a good learning environment for all of us. We have people from different backgrounds, for example, with different expertise and skill sets and experience as well, especially when it comes to volunteering and being involved with major events. We've got a few project managers amongst us as well. So it's nice to know that these are the people, these are your teammates, basically, the guys with those type of skills and experience that you can go into this event with, and you feel you have that support around you when challenges might arise. Yeah. Now, when it comes to Unit 3, let me just share the screen here quickly. Do a share screen. Pum, 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 pum. Um, 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 Yes, I think this was the last slide that we were at yesterday. A self-reflection slide. It just purely simply says the following: ask volunteers to reflect on their own roles within the team and answer questions related to their expectations from others, personal goals for task performance, and the main goals of other team members to enhance the overall team effectiveness. I think we covered that yesterday already. We had a nice discussion about the teamwork and what it means to be part of a team and the function of a team as well. So yeah, so let's start with day 3, Unit 3. It's all about safety and security, which is obviously another critical part when it comes to a major event such as this. So when it comes to Unit 3, the following we need to keep in mind. In this learning unit, we will focus on the importance of safety and security at the World Cup, which will be held in Cape Town, obviously. Volunteers play a vital role in ensuring the well-being of event-goers, staff, and participants. We will explore risk management procedures, safety considerations, crisis management, medical emergencies, and on-the-job safety. So these are basically the outcomes of Unit 3. Just make a note for me on that one. Now, when it comes to risk management procedures, we need to keep the following in mind. Discuss the follow, discuss with the follow, discuss with fellow volunteers some of the risks or hazards that could be associated with the Netball World Cup. I think it's crucial to do that. Let me just see here. Provide provide an additional example of event hazard or easy. Yes. Okay. Okay. Wonderful. Okay. Um, when it comes to safety consideration, they ask of us provide an additional example of an event hazard for each safety consideration listed. Uh, is there um, some sort of list here? I don't see anything. Oh, okay, okay. Let's just start with this one. Um, I'm opening the floor to you guys right now. Once again, let me just start off, or let us start off by just listing some potential hazards that we might face at the World Cup, or an event such as the World Cup next week. So the floor's open to anyone there. You can just put up your hand. Please be so kind to just raise your hand quickly and say your name first, and then you can continue talking. So the floor is open. Any hazards that we need to keep in mind?
Hello, can you guys hear me?
I can hear you. Who am I talking to?
Shahid Ali. I don't know, somehow I can't get my beacon on the screen here.
Okay, go ahead, bro.
I would say it would be like one of the hazards or risks. Is it, I don't know, stampede, crowd pushing, coming, or that can also cause a hazard.
Mm.
Stampede, no control on the crowd that comes in. I think that would be a risk.
A stampede could be a potential hazard. I'm
Hazard,
gonna
yeah.
I'm gonna park that one, Shahid. Anyone else? No one else? Let me give you an example of what the potential hazard might be. A wet floor, for example. Are you guys with me? That is just an example of a potential hazard. A wet floor. Another
Yes.
potential hazard could be cables that is not properly
Rubbish lying around.
rubbish laying around, cables not properly being laid out, it's not taped, it's not fastened. So people are walking over loose cables all over the place. That's a potential hazard. Yes, I heard rubbish or trash. Yes, that's a good one. Anything else?
What about blocked fire? What's that stuff? The extinguishers. If you can't get up.
Fire extinguishers or the fire escape? Or...
No,
Blocked
I
fire
think
exits. Blocked fire exits.
Or the fire exits are blocked.
Yeah.
Or it's not accessible, for
Yeah.
example. Okay, that's
Correct.
good. Lathitha, Daniso, am I pronouncing that correctly? I see your hand.
Yeah, you're pronouncing it correctly.
Okay, you may go ahead, Lathitha.
Wet floors.
Yes, I'm with you. Okay, so
Wet
this
floors and unorganized waste material.
Okay, I have that one. Good up. Okay,
On that point, Farrell, sorry.
Who am I talking to?
It's Anthea.
And family, please just say your name. So it's not just for me; it's for everyone that's on the call as well.
No problem.
Thanks,
Anthea
Anthea. I'm listening.
speaking. When you say stampede, we can always say vehicles driving where pedestrians are walking. Would that not also be a risk factor?
It is a risk factor. When Said mentioned stampede, I was more thinking along the lines of what is the thing that creates the stampede, that causes the stampede. That is the real hazard for me. The stampede might be the result of a hazard, a potential hazard. Are you all with me?
Correct.
Yes. So there's something. There was a reason or cause. Something happened, which caused people to panic, and now all of a sudden there's a stampede. For me, the stampede is more the result of a potential hazard. Do you agree?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Great
Good.
stuff.
Morning,
Morning. Who am I talking to?
Yes.
it's Maria
Yes.
speaking. Can you hear me?
I can hear you clearly, Maria. I'm listening. You may go ahead.
No, that's good. There's another hazard, is then when a place is not like dark places where there's no light where the people must walk.
So there's a lack of sufficient lighting.
Correct, yes.
Lighting. Yeah. Maria, I'm
Also,
hearing.
Shahid, yeah, again.
Yes.
Hello. Sorry.
Shahid, you may go ahead.
And a possible hazard or risk, I would say, is gas tanks in the kitchen if it's situated next to the actual ovens. That can also cause a potential hazard. It can maybe explode or whatever. So it would be best to put the gas tanks outside of the kitchen with the gas line running to the stoves. And in case there's a fire, it could be handled if the
Yes.
appropriate equipment is there to get rid of the fire. You should have fire blankets
Yes.
there to control the fire on the stove,
Yes.
and fire extinguishers if the fire is somewhere else in the kitchen.
Mm,
So I would say the gas tanks would be the problem there near to the
that could be a
stoves.
potential hazard. Yeah. There's the team that is responsible for especially when it comes to our emergency situations. Gas is also always a hazard, a potential hazard, and it's high risk. So people working with those gas tanks, working in the kitchen, for example, it doesn't matter where they utilize the gas tanks. The proper safety measures and procedures needs to be followed to the T. That is key.
Should be in place, yeah.
Yes, definitely. It's the safety. It's a safety of everyone that is involved. Yeah. So guys, I think that's enough hazards. I don't want to make the list too long. I hope that you jotted down a few on your side as well. Once again, like I said yesterday, just make sure you have a pen and paper
Okay.
nearby to make some notes. So we're talking about wet floors, rubbish here. Now I can't even read my own handwriting here. Insufficient lighting. The other one, um, the fire, um, the fire exits that's blocked. That's also potential hazard. So these are just a couple of hazards that we might face at a major event, and especially the event like the Netball World Cup. So guys, solution time. Let's come up with a few solutions. What should be in place? I don't want us to give us a solution for each and every single hazard that we've just listed. Let's rather give a holistic solution. Are you with me?
Yes.
Yes, let's rather give
Yes.
a holistic solution where we more where we rather um, uh, take it from the point of view of addressing all of these potential hazards. Like there must be obviously a system in place, put in place. There must be a procedure that must be put in place. Let's focus on that quickly. So what is the potential procedures that we can put in place to make sure that when we're talking about insufficient lighting, fire exits being blocked, wet floors, etc., etc., what are the procedures or some of the procedures that needs to be in place to prevent this from happening? The floor is open.
It's Maria here.
Hi, Maria. I'm listening.
I will say for the lightning, you must go through the whole building and also outside, because the lighting outside must also be correct. And if there's faulty, like sometimes there will be lights that's only one bulb is working or none of the bulbs are working, you must get out the electricians, notify them, let them come out to fix the problem, and then afterwards you must go back and make sure that whatever was faulty, that it's fixed.
Yes. The thing that I wrote down here on my side is you can call it a building inspector, for example. You talked
Yes.
about getting the electrician out. So some sort of inspection needs to take place when it
Yes.
comes to the structure of the building. For this example, bad lighting. That's one of the potential hazards. There might be other hazards when it comes to the structure of the building that we must take a look at. So there must be a building inspector. I don't know what would you call that person. What's the title or the function? Yeah, the title of that person. But someone needs to make or do a thorough inspection of the structure to make sure that the structure is secure, it's safe, etc., etc. Are you all
So,
with me?
Farrell, sorry, it's Anthea here.
And you may
So
go ahead.
will this not happen before the event takes place?
Mhm. It happens before
That
the
you
event.
do the inspection, obviously.
Yeah, it takes
Um,
yeah, it happens. The inspection takes place before the event. You're right. You're correct. Yeah. Anyone else?
Yeah, that's idea, Pharaoh. That's correct. But also, while the event is on, there should be a head of maintenance guy to do inspections every morning.
Mhm.
Maybe with one of the disaster management people to see if all areas that is a potential or risk is covered. Just to go before the event is approved to take place. All those pro players do come in, they do title, and then they give the go ahead for the venue to be hosted, the netball to be hosted at that venue. So they won't give a place over if those things is not in place. So, but still, you need to have every day an inspection of certain areas because things can go wrong unnoticed.
Yeah.
And then the volunteers should be prepared, and the volunteers must also do the inspection to see if there's no bags laying around, as players or volunteers can fall over it and cause injuries. The same with the stands where the people sit on. They should do inspection on the seats to see if the seat is all fixed to the structure. If the structure is not no loose iron or whatever,
Yeah.
that can also cause a problem where the stand can collapse. People can get hurt.
Yeah.
So every day a thorough inspection must take place.
Yes, definitely.
I would say that other people agree.
Yes. Uh, we had a meeting with Nelson this morning. Now, one of the things Nelson mentioned that from tomorrow onwards, no, actually from today onwards, the CTICC is on lockdown. So you won't be able to enter
Yes.
without the necessary accreditation. One of the things he mentioned
Okay.
was that every single morning at 6, there will be a bomb inspection. So
Bomb sweep, they call it a bomb sweep, yeah.
bomb sweep, yeah.
Bomb dogs will come in. Yeah.
Yes,
So
100%.
that will take place every day. That should take place every day, yes.
Yeah. So that is taking place every morning at 6, and then after that, immediately the volunteers must be the first people allowed to enter
On
the
the, yeah,
premises. So that's one thing that Nelson mentioned this
that's
morning.
correct, yeah.
So I would assume when it comes to these potential hazards
Yeah.
that we just list, that regular inspections do take
Can I
place
just come to the
throughout.
point I saw in, sorry,
Yeah, that regular
throughout the day,
inspections,
yeah.
yeah, do take place on a daily basis. Might it be for wet floors, for rubbish, for blocked fire exits or any type of exit. Continuous
Yeah.
inspections must take place throughout the event. It's for everyone's safety. Yeah. Said, you were saying something?
For suspicious parcels as well, yeah.
Yeah.
Shahid, yeah. Also, that will also include suspicious parcels laying around, unattended. So you should actually, but I think that will be more under safety and security, no?
Yeah, not we're discussing safety and security.
Suspicious parcels or what?
Yes, you're 100%
Yeah,
right there.
so it
Anyone
will be in
else?
here as well. Okay.
Latita,
Latita.
yes, for the wet floors and rubbish bins, we can put up signs, and for the rubbish, we can go around with big bags, like the black bags. When they done and everything, we can go around and pick up the papers. And another suggestion is like on every floor there can be a big bin for everyone to go and get. So like every floor can have one big bin, so people don't have to go from upstairs to just go to one bin downstairs.
Yes. I fully agree. The word that I would use, let's just jot down signage. Then signage needs to be put up, not only for wet floors, for other things as well. We talked about the gas tanks, so there's some sort of signage needs to be put up to warn people to listen here. There is gas tanks in this area or in this room, for example. So just please stay clear and be aware. Are you all with me?
Yeah, I agree. I agree.
Yes,
correct, Phil.
I'm in.
Okay, can we continue?
Sparrow, I need to leave the Zoom now, but I will
Okay.
stay on. Just going to Moss, and I come back, I will continue again.
100%.
Thank you, sir.
No
Bye.
problem, Said. Blessings, eh? While Said is leaving, guys, I think we did send out the link yesterday of yesterday's recording. We will do so today as well. So you are more than welcome to listen to the recording once again and make sure that you are comfortable with the material and so forth. Yeah, let's continue.
Trailer en spelers aan Elspeth. En het mag niet meer uit.
Someone's mic is. Let's see quickly.
Het is aan de lobby van achter zit. Je hebt het toilet erachter.
Okay, let's continue. Provide additional examples of any event hazards for each safety consideration listed. Okay, yeah, we covered that as well. I think we can move on to unit 4. Crisis management procedures. Before we get to unit 4, activity 4, sorry. Crisis management procedures. Crisis situations can arise unexpectedly, and it is essential to be prepared to handle them efficiently. The event organizers have developed crisis management plans for the Netball World Cup. Volunteers should understand the procedures and their role during emergencies. I think it's important that your team managers or supervisors which you are going to work with, there must be clear communication when it comes to the management plan or the crisis management plan, so that you know what is the first thing that kicks in the event of a crisis. So it's important for you to be assured of the processes that kicks in when challenges, when crises arise. People will pick up immediately if you don't know what to do, if you start panicking, and that can't happen. It's important for us to know that when it comes to all of us being there at the event, that everyone knows what procedures are put in place or were put in place for us to follow in the case of emergency and any type of crisis. So yeah, so please make sure that you familiarize yourself with the plans, with the procedures. Yesterday we talked about the layout of the building. It's important to know that as well. So someone sent me a layout last night on WhatsApp. I actually can forward it to the group for that matter. But just as an example, to be comfortable and to be assured to listen here, this is the layout, and I'm comfortable with the layout. I'm comfortable with the procedures. I'm able to redirect people in the case of an emergency. I know what the protocol is, the communication procedures is for me, myself, and the team as well. I hope that is self-explanatory. Activity 4, create a simulated scenario where there is a sudden surge of people or bottleneck situation. Number 2, divide the volunteers into smaller groups and assign specific roles to each participant. Such as security, personnel, and attendees. Start the simulation and observe the crowd dynamics, paying close attention to how people try to enter or exit the area, the movement patterns, and any potential bottlenecks and or congestion points. After the simulation, gather the volunteers together for a group discussion. Guys, we are immediately going into the group discussion, obviously. When it comes to a bottleneck situation, now obviously crowd control during the event is of a critical nature. So when it comes to crowd control, I'm opening up the floor once again for anyone with some insights. What is crucial when it comes to crowd control to a bottleneck situation? Yeah, the floor is open, guys. You may go ahead. What are the things that we need to be aware of?
Hi, it's Maria here.
Hi, Maria. I'm listening.
Can you just give us an example? I'm a little bit lost now. Can you please assist me, please?
Okay, Maria. Let's say, for example, it's an important game. It's an important game day, and uh, the people are more a bit rowdy, a bit more passionate than usual, a bit more emotional, and all of a sudden there's a bottleneck that's busy forming. For those of you, can anyone and foremost tell me if they know what a bottleneck situation is when it comes to crowd control?
No more.
Latita, yeah.
Latita, you may go ahead.
A bottleneck is when there's um a hallway and it goes into a narrow type of, I don't know how to explain, but it goes like
No.
narrow way.
Mm.
Yeah.
And all of a sudden
It
there's a
goes from
bottle.
wide to narrow.
Mm.
That's a bottleneck.
That's a bottleneck. Basically, yeah. That's a nice definition. So Maria, when it comes to a bottleneck, or the question that I'm posing here, what the activity is wanting from us, when a bottleneck is formed and there's a congestion of people in a small space, what are the things that we need to be aware of? Does it make sense now?
Yes, thank you. It does make sense.
100%. So what are the things, and this question is open to everyone, of course. So what are the things that we need to be aware of in such a situation where you feel like the crowd is a bit rowdy, there's a bottleneck that has formed already, people are pushing and shoving, you can actually see people are getting up, uncomfortable, and some might even start panicking. So what are the things that we need to be aware of in that situation as a volunteer?
Can you hear me?
I can hear you, Maria.
Oh no, something went wrong with my phone. I've lost you there.
Oh, okay. I can hear you, Maria. Did you want to say something?
No, I'm still thinking.
Are you still thinking? I assume everyone else is still thinking as well.
Hi,
You want to,
Anthea.
Anthea, I'm listening.
Aye, so if you're saying what is the potential thing you're looking for, people that got hurt, collapsed, is that
Mm.
what we're going in the direction of, or we're looking for the
Yes,
exit?
yeah,
Yeah.
that's part of it. That's part of it. Yeah. Yes, that's part of it. Obviously, when there's bottleneck being formed, people's safety is of the utmost importance. Am I right?
Correct.
So we first looking at people's well-being, and you guys can jot this down for yourselves on that side. When a bottleneck is being formed, people's safety um, um, needs to come into consideration. People's well-being. So let's go for an extreme scenario where you can actually see people start panicking. Someone might be getting hurt. They've already started pushing and shoving. Obviously, so now it becomes hazardous and dangerous for people as well. So that's just one thing to be aware of, be made aware of. So let's say, listen here, I see there's a bottleneck forming. The first thing I need to be aware of is people safety. What do I do in that situation? So that's the question basically. What else what must we be aware of?
Latita, yeah.
Latita, I'm listening.
Sorry, I couldn't speak because there were people moving around.
Okay,
So
no problem.
basically, in a bottleneck, the people in front, which is the narrow part, are gonna have to calm everyone down who are making noise and congested.
Mm-hmm.
And the next step would be to formally make a line, or if that's not possible, allow one person at a time to go through the scans and get through to go through everything.
Mm-hmm.
This is the one that you put.
Just let me just close my
Hello?
I'm hearing
Yeah, that's
voices.
all. Yeah, that's all. Sorry.
Thank you, Latita.
Shirley, yeah?
Who's talking?
Shirley,
Hello?
it's Jay.
It's Shirley.
Yes.
Hi, Shirley, you may go ahead.
I would say in a situation with a bottleneck, we as volunteers, we probably know which area because it will be the area that we are working in. So we need to calm down the spectators or the people, and then obviously we would know where the exits is and what the situation currently is to advise them as to which way they need to go. Yeah, but in a calm manner. If we are calm, then we can calm them. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Shirley. One of the first questions that we need to ask ourselves is, what is the cause of the bottleneck? Are you with me? What is
Yes.
causing? If we can find out what the cause is of what or was of this bottleneck that has formed here, then we can maybe respond better into solving or resolving this situation. That's why, like we said earlier, it's important for us to know the layout of the venue. Let me just, so guys, would you just please put your mic on mute? Okay. So it's important to know. One of the more important questions is to know or to ask what the cause was of the bottleneck. Then, in terms of dealing with the bottleneck, for example, one of the things that we can do, and I think Latita talked about forming lines. The other word you can put down for me is streaming. The word streaming. Streaming is basically where you streamline the crowd. You start to streamline. There's different lines basically that you are forming. You're asking the crowd or delegating, and yeah, delegating and trying to get the crowd to form more than one line, 3 or 4 lines. That's what we call streaming. Someone, I think Shirley talked about trying to calm down, or was Latita? I can't remember. To try and calm down the crowd as well, to make sure that no one is panicking, and then obviously to be made, you as a volunteer being on duty need to know where the exits are. Are you all with me? Are we all in agreement? I feel like there might be someone that wants to add something as well. I just want to make sure that we're not missing anything.
Shirley, yeah, now I agree.
You agree, Shirley? Thank you so much. Anyone else? If there's no one else, then I assume everyone's on the same page. Am I right?
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Okay.
Maria, good.
Maria, thank you so much. Great stuff, man. So, guys, obviously, we are going to work with people over the span of the tournament. So it's important for us to get to familiarize ourselves, especially when it comes to crowd control and especially when it comes to crisis management. It is of utmost importance. You can't find out on the day what the procedures are in the case of an emergency. You should know beforehand. So that's one of the things that the team managers must go through with you And that's why you're going to the venue beforehand to make sure that you familiarize yourselves with the venue. You know where the exits are, for example. Look out for potential hazards, so that you discuss these things beforehand. That you know that no one is caught off guard on the day. It's just you are better prepared as a volunteer, and you are better prepared to deal with the situation if and when it arises. Can we continue? I think we've covered activity 4 nicely. Ladies and gents, are you still there?
Shirley, yeah, I would say yes for Ralph.
Yeah,
Thank you.
sir.
Thank you so much, man.
Maria still here?
Thank you so much for that response. Yeah, this is one of the things of doing online training or Zoom training. I can't see your reaction. So did this answer the following questions? Yeah. This is. Let's just go to let's just go through these questions quickly, just to make sure that we covered everything. How did the crowd crush impact the ingress and egress processes during the simulation? Does anyone have their phone nearby, or uh, does anyone have their phone nearby that you're not using?
What do you
Yeah.
want to do?
No, I
Yeah.
want you guys just to Google ingress and egress. I just want to make sure that we cover those definitions to make sure exactly what they're referring to. While someone is doing that, the second question is, what challenges did you observe in managing the crowd movement? Okay, well, we start on that as well. Yeah. What potential risks or dangers did you identify during the simulation? Okay, yeah. What strategies or measures could be implemented to alleviate congestion and ensure that the safety of attendees during a crowd crash? Yes, we touched on that as well. That was also in the discussion. How can volunteers effectively assist in managing ingress and egress to ensure the safety of the crowd? Encourage volunteers to share their observations, insights, and any personal experience related to crowd
No.
management. Does anyone have those definitions for us?
So, it's Latita.
Latita, I'm listening. The floor is yours.
An ingress is the action of entrance,
Mhm.
and an egress is the action of exit.
Okay.
Exit.
Thank you so much, guys.
No problem.
Just jot that down for yourselves there on that side. So ingress, we're talking about the entrance, and egress, we're talking about exits. And this is how we learn each and every single day.
President Guatemala.
So it's pretty simple there.
I'm listening.
For ingress and egg for exit.
Yeah.
Sorry.
That is how the mind works.
Yeah.
It's called association or something, né?
Yeah, you've got to associate it with something.
Something, yeah, definitely. Summarize the key points of the discussion and emphasize the importance of proper crowd control and emergency response protocols to ensure the safety of event attendees. I think we covered and concluded that as well. Are you with me? Is there anything that anyone feels that we left out or missed?
All good.
All good? Anyone else?
No, it's all good. Maria here. Unfortunately, I have to leave you now. I've got something very important that I just have to attend to. But thanks to everybody, and I cannot wait to meet all of you next week. I think as volunteers is going to work very nice together, and we're gonna make this event spectacular.
Yes, we
If
are.
the crisis And if crises arise, I know all of us will stand together and sort out the problem or come up with solutions. So yeah, I'm very excited, and all of you must keep well. I do have this the book. I will also go through the book. So yeah, I will see you next week, and keep well every day. Everyone have a blessed day and also a blessed weekend.
Yeah. Thank you so much, Maria. Stay safe as well. Looking forward to meeting you. I will obviously be hiding from all of you next week.
No, that's good. Keep well. Bye.
Well, Maria, blessings. Nana, I see your hand. Good day. Where's Nana now?
Thank you very much. It's
Nana? Did you want to say something? Okay, there's no response from Nana. Okay, guys, I think we've covered this activity for nicely. Let's continue. I see it's now almost 5 to 1. I do really want to get to Unit 4, evacuation planning. Let's continue. Discuss the following. Discuss with the discuss with fellow volunteers the evacuation plans established for the Netball World Cup training venue. Let's see what there's for medical emergencies. On the job safety. Okay, cool. Okay, here we go. Before I continue. Okay, Nana, you wanted to say something? You may go ahead. Okay. Okay, while Nana's sorting him or herself out, let's continue, guys. When it comes to the evacuation plan, we talked earlier about the procedures that we need to be made aware of when it comes to safety and security. The evacuation plan is obviously critical and crucial when it comes to familiarizing yourself with dealing with safety and security. So once again, I would refer you to your team leader and to the security cluster as well. When it comes to the evacuation plan, we've talked about the layout of the building since yesterday. That is obviously crucial to know where the exits are, to know how to do crowd control, because when it comes to an evacuation plan, the first thing or one of the first thing that they teach us is not to panic. So when the crowd is busy panicking, they won't act rationally. So it's important for the crowd to remain calm. You as a volunteer, us as being on site, being on duty, we may need to make sure that we know how to redirect people to the nearest and safest exit. What are the evacuation plan that needs to be followed? It is of utmost importance. It would have been nice to have some sort of example here of an evacuation plan, but I think we all have a firm idea of what evacuation plan consists of. So if anyone wants to add something, the floor is open for you guys right now.
No, I think you pretty summed it up. It's Anthea, yeah.
I
Sorry.
think-
So yes, that's what we do. We obviously know where all the exits are, and we make announcements that everybody goes in an orderly fashion to the exits. We just guide people, but we have to be calm, because the minute we panic, obviously chaos erupts.
Yes, definitely. Anyone else? If we're all on the same page, then we can go on, we can continue. Medical emergencies. Being prepared for medical emergencies is crucial at any event, including the Netball World Cup. Obviously, volunteers should be knowledgeable about potential medical incidents and the appropriate response. Here's an example of a medical emergency. On the job safety, maintaining a safe working environment is crucial for volunteers at the World Cup. Volunteers should be aware of potential hazards and follow proper safety practices. Here's an example of a discussion topic related to on-the-job safety. And for some reason, I don't see the example. No, an example of a medical emergency. Okay, let's continue. Activity 5, assign volunteers to specific areas within the event venue that they will be responsible for during the World Cup. Each volunteer must complete the safety walkthrough checklist table for the area. Instruct volunteers to walk through the assigned areas for each identified hazard. Volunteers should write it down in the potential hazards column. What is here? Let me see. Okay. Before I continue, let me just see here. Okay. Before I continue with activity 5, ladies and gents, have we covered a medical emergency yesterday or today? Have we talked about the medical emergency as yet?
No.
No, we haven't.
Mm-mm.
Okay. Okay. Let's do so quickly. Let's do so quickly. What would be a nice example of a medical emergency?
Anthea, yeah.
Yes, Anthea, I'm listening.
Either a seizure or somebody collapsing
Yes, something like that. That's a nice
Yeah.
one.
or
Mhm,
convulsions as well.
mhm. Medical emergency. Mm. In a case of a medical emergency, what is the thing that needs to take place, or what procedure do we need to keep in mind? Obviously, they will discuss these things with you, but just in general, what should we be aware of? The floor's open.
I'm sorry, but could you please repeat that?
Uh, when it comes to a medical emergency, the example of a medical emergency now that Anthea gave us is a seizure or someone collapsing. So in the event of that happening, what are the procedures that we need to be aware of? What do we need to know just in general? Uh, they will obviously during the next following days, they will obviously go through the medical emergency procedures with you to make sure that you are familiarized with that. But just for this example, what do you think we need to keep in mind if we come across a situation where someone collapsed or is having a seizure?
The first thing we'd have to do is remove anyone around them.
Mm-hmm.
Second thing is get a jacket or like a small pillow and put it under their head so they don't hit their head on the floor.
Mm-hmm.
Second thing is to roll them over on the side so they don't swallow their own tongue.
Mm-hmm.
And the third thing is to call the ambulance.
Mm-hmm. Latifa, no? You talking?
Yeah.
Yes, yes.
Yes.
No, I'm just making sure. I'm just making sure. Anything that anyone else wants to add? Whilst you guys are thinking, um, for us being at the event or being in this case, we'll be at the CTICC. There should be some sort of medical bay Am I right? Or medical area. So if someone in this case had a seizure or collapsed, um, uh, those all of the steps that Latitha was mentioning now, which is correct. Latitha, I fully agree with you. She talked about phoning the ambulance as well, but there should be a medical bay on the premises, a medical area on the premises as well. So it's good to know where that area would be, to make sure that you get the patient to that area or that person to the area as quickly and safely as possible. Does that make sense?
Now, can I just come in there? My name is Pundo.
Fundu. Good day,
Yeah,
boss.
just to add on. Yeah, just to add on what Latita is alluded. I'm a level 3 qualified first aider. And you must
Then
try and
I will stop talking. It's all yours, boss.
no. But for someone having seizure, you must try by all means not to move the person, especially taking him to another location. Rather, try and maintain the situation where the person has either collapsed. Then try to get a second person to assist you, because you can't do everything by yourself. You need to have someone to assist you, even if you are instructing the person on what to do while you are doing the recovery position and safeguarding his head and his mouth. Just make sure that you tell the next person to assist you by calling an ambulance or calling the medical personnel in the area to just to let them know that there is a situation of this nature, and then stay with the person. Just always reassure the person that you are there, to assist, and just introduce yourself. And surely the person won't be talking, but just continue to talk to the person up until the second help arrives.
That's nice. Thank you, Fundo. Is everyone happy?
All good.
All good. Thank you, Anthea.
Great.
Thank you, Shirley. Let's continue. On the job safety, here's an example of discussion topic related to on the job safety. On the job safety, maintaining a safe working environment is crucial for volunteers. Yes, that's the point that I wanted to get to. Up until now, we've mostly talked about the safety of the guests and the tourists and everyone else attending the event. But the other thing that is important is the safety of our volunteers and teams as well. What would be some of the things that we need to, what are some of the things that we need to be aware of when it comes to on the job safety to make sure that it's a safe working environment for yourself? Anyone?
Latita, yeah.
Yes, Latita, you may go ahead.
So for example, like you said, for medical aid thing, for example, if someone were to cut themselves, the safest way for us to keep ourselves safe is to like have gloves, make sure that the person is wiped down and everything is sanitized in the medical bay if we do move them, for example. And that's all.
Okay. So in some instances, there might be we might consider making sure that we have the correct PPE clothing. Am I right?
Yep.
Yes. Anything else that anyone wants to add when it comes to on the job safety?
So it comes in again. Sorry, Anthea.
Yes, Anthea, I'm listening.
So it comes in about knowing the plan and what you expected to do. So emergency procedures communicated to us so that we know what's going on and going through the entire CTICC, and identifying
Potential,
Has it,
yeah.
yeah, stuff like that.
Yes. One of the things that we need to keep in mind, and you can write this down as well. If you don't feel safe at any particular time, please, please, please inform your team leader or supervisor. Don't go throughout the course of the event. It's now day 6 or 7, and then something happens, but you've been feeling uncomfortable. You haven't felt safe since day 2, for example. Are you all with me? So you
In
need,
Yes, sir.
terms of
yeah,
me not
you-
feeling safe, how?
no, just in general, just in general.
Just in case I've got a stalker or something like that.
Something. It's part of on the job safety, and
Hey,
I will stalk you from
okay.
a distance, yeah, around the corner. But
Okay,
if
noted.
if you are suspicious or you feel uncomfortable during the course of the event of especially of when it comes to yourself, the area which you work in, where you've been placed or allocated to, you need to speak up. Write that down.
Definitely.
I need to speak up. If you don't say anything, how is your team leader supposed to know or be made aware of that this working environment has been compromised? We need to take a look, maybe make some adjustments, etc., to make sure that our team, the volunteers, everyone that's on site feel safe, feel secure. Are you all with me?
Agreed. Yeah.
Okay, and please, don't stalk Anthea, please.
Ay,
Okay, so we're all on the same page now.
Hi, sorry everyone. I have to go now.
Okay, Latifa, not a problem. Have a good afternoon,
Okay,
night.
bye.
We'll send the link of this recording later on in the group site.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, thank you so much.
Bye.
Go well, bye bye. Activity 5. Guys, let me just see. We are running out of time as well. Let me just see how far. Um. mhm.
How far behind are we?
Guys, okay. We are actually. It's now day 5. They are busy with. They are busy with the unit 4. So
Okay.
we are in the vicinity.
Okay, good.
We are in the vicinity. 83. I will try my utmost best. Guys, it's now 11 minutes past 1 here on my watch.
Mm-hmm.
For activity 4, I think it's more than 10, 15 slides. Am I looking at right there? Okay. What I can tell you as well, we will have a session tomorrow and Sunday as well. Just to make sure that we
Catch up.
catch up and stay on track. So yeah, we will do that. If we can have 2 sessions tomorrow and maybe 1 Sunday, yeah. But we'll
Okay.
communicate those times with you guys, eh? Well, let me just get through. Um, let me just conclude unit 3. Yeah, let me just conclude unit 3, and then we take it from there. And then we have about 50 minutes, 48 minutes, just to touch on unit 4 as well. Yeah. Activity 5. Let me just see here quickly. I think activity 5: assign volunteers to specific areas within the event venue that they will be responsible. And I've gone. Each volunteer must complete the safety walkthrough checklist table for the area. Instruct volunteers to walk through the assigned areas, paying careful attention for each identified hazard. Volunteers should write down in the potential hazard column in the of the table. Next, they should they should brainstorm and document specific measures to reduce or eliminate each hazard in the how to reduce or eliminate each hazard column. Volunteers should always make an additional notes or observations regarding safety and security in the additional notes observation column. I assume this column. No, I don't assume this column is in the these columns that they're referring to. It's in the learner guide. Sorry, guys. So sorry, it's in the learner guide. Yes. This activity is in the learner guide. I'm just reading through it quickly. I don't think we are going to elaborate on this one. We have been discussing all of these things that they are mentioning in activity 5. If you feel like we are skipping or missing something, please raise your hand. Then we can touch on it or deal with it. But if you agree with me, just say aye.
Aye.
Thank you, Anthea. Anyone else? Once.
Hi.
Thank you, Moshima. Once volunteers have completed the walkthrough, okay. Summarize key points. We've done that. The next slide, collect the completed safety walkthrough checklist from the volunteers for the further review. Okay, now that's fine. Okay, day 4. Okay, guys, I have 45 minutes to do this. Then the call is going to end. So let's see how many slides we can get through. This is this unit, this part. There's a few slides here. Employability skills for netball World Cup volunteers. Bullet point number 1: as volunteers for the Netball World Cup, it is essential to develop and assess your employability skills to ensure successful and professional experience. This unit will focus on key employability skills and provide relevant examples and case studies to ensure case studies to enhance your understanding. Additionally, learning activities with clear instructions will be included to facilitate your skills development. So those are basically the outcomes of unit 4. Just make a note of it, or just mark it or highlight it for yourselves there on that side. Communication skills, competent reading and writing skills. And that is part of communication skills. Interaction skills and listening skills, preparing and giving presentation, and skills required to communicate with people at all levels. These 4 bullet points is what makes up communication skills, guys. When you talk about communication skills, these are the things or the aspects of communication. These are the things that you need to work on, to be aware of. If reading is not your thing, please do so and make an effort. As a volunteer, being part of a team, being part of this event, they are obviously looking for basic skills. They're looking for some sort of a standard that they want to maintain to make sure that whoever they hire for to do to be of service at an event such as this, to make sure that that person has the necessary skill set to do the job to the best of their ability. I think yesterday we touched on having this desire and drive to further yourself in life, to learn new skills, to develop yourself and to grow. I think I've touched on that yesterday as well. So it all boils down to this: you need to have these basic skills jotted down and work on. If you don't have it, if this is an area that you feel that you need to work on, make an effort to better yourselves, make an effort to work on yourself, make an effort to grow and develop yourselves, not just for the World Cup, but beyond the World Cup as well. I hope that makes sense. Learning activity: divide volunteers into pairs and provide them with a scenario where one volunteer acts as a spectator with inquiries and the other volunteer responds professionally and effectively. Guys, on this activity quickly, I think it is of utmost importance that the way you carry yourself and the way you convey and communicate with people, especially during the event, it is of utmost importance to carry yourself in a professional manner. This is what it boils down to. I know I'm talking a lot, and I hope you guys are following me, but being professional at all times is of utmost importance. It just says a lot because, like I said earlier on, the organizers are trying to maintain a certain standard when it comes to the event. So there's nothing to, when you look at the tournament itself and the teams that's coming, the administration, everything that's happening behind the scenes, the way the venue is being set up, etc., etc. Us as a team being on the floor, moving around between the guests and the tourists and teams and the managers and the dignitaries, the way we carry ourselves in a professional manner, it just says a lot. So it's important for us to understand that whatever I do, I need to do it in a professional manner. Whenever I communicate, I need to communicate in a professional and an effective manner. I've said a lot. Are you all with me?
Yes.
Did I miss anything? Does anyone want to add something? Can we continue?
All good.
All good. Okay, thank you, Anthea. Computer skills, proficiency in word processing, spreadsheets, databases, and presentation software, knowledge and understanding of how to access the internet for research and communication purposes. Yes, that is quite straightforward. Example, volunteers may be responsible for creating event schedules using spreadsheet software or updating databases with participant information. So basically, if you do have computer skills, that might come into play during the event where you might do something for the organizers and make use of those computer skills that you have, making use of Word documents, etc., etc. Microsoft Office, for that matter. I think that is quite straightforward. Yeah. The objective of this activity is to familiarize volunteers with spreadsheet software and develop their skills in creating a sample event schedule. Like we're not going use group spreadsheets, explain. Okay, okay. Okay. Conclude this activity by summarizing the key learnings from this exercise, emphasizing the importance of effective scheduling and considering various factors when creating an event schedule. Okay. Okay. Before I continue, guys, when it comes to in an event schedule, obviously we need to be made aware of that because the event is over the course of a few days. There are certain there's a process that needs to be followed. There's a timetable that needs to be adhered to. For example, everyone should know when the teams are playing, when the game times are. So that's just one example of keeping up with the schedule and making sure that managing the schedule is of utmost importance, and the way it is carried out, the way it's carried out, and that we stick to the schedule. That's the most important thing. Yeah. Does anyone have anything to add or say when it comes to scheduling, program scheduling? I get the feeling that they wanted us to do this on a computer or maybe draw it out or to draw a timetable of some sorts. Do you also get that feeling?
Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah, that's what it's saying.
I assume everyone knows what the schedule looks like. I don't think we need to draw up something.
Yeah, it should just be very basic, you know.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah. Anyone else? Thank you for that, Anthea. Is the rest of the group okay?
I feel like I'm alone.
Yes, no, Pundo is here. I'm okay.
Anthea, I think you're the spokesperson for this session. Just to say yes, the teams are right. Thank you so much.
No, the thing is, people are obviously at work, so they're listening in their earphones and they can't respond.
I heard that that I heard this yesterday. Yeah, often last night as well, where a lot of people said, "Listen here, I am on the call, but I am at work, so yeah, I I, I,
Yeah,
I am
that's
tuned in." So
understandable.
I fully understand, guys. We fully understand. As long as you're with us, let's continue. Time management. Working independently, uh, working independently and under pressure, organizational skills, prioritizing and effective task juggling, recognizing the importance of planning and meeting deadlines. This is what time management consists of. There's someone's mic is on. Let me just do that. Okay, thank you. There we go. So when it comes to time management, guys, the ability to work independently and under pressure, organizational skills, like I said, prioritizing and effective task juggling, recognizing the importance of planning and meeting deadlines. That is the importance. That is what time management consists of. It's very straightforward. I'm not gonna go too deep into that. For example, volunteers may need to manage multiple responsibilities simultaneously, such as coordinating ticket distribution while ensuring smooth entry and exit for spectators. Sorry, for spectators. Um, I think we said from the get-go that our ability to adapt and adjust and work under pressure comes into play when volunteering, especially at an event of this magnitude. So if you if you are not a person that is able to work under pressure, that has the ability to adapt and adjust, then this is not for you. You must have that ability, that skill set to work under pressure and to multitask. Basically, that is quite straightforward there. Prioritizing tasks and time management for event operations. The objective of this activity is to develop volunteers' skills in prioritizing tasks, setting deadlines, and managing time effectively for event operations. Instruction: divide volunteers into small groups and provide each group with the task list and the table template for prioritizing. Explain the activity to the volunteers. Now let me see if they give us anything. Here's the instructions. Okay, still with instructions. It's the instructions. Okay, teamwork. Let me see. This. Okay. 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 Obviously, we don't have a template here that we can work from. So. Mhm. Mhm. Okay. Um, these are some of the setting up ticket booths, training volunteers, managing crowd, providing information and assistance to spectators, handling ticket sales, monitoring and managing VIP or special access areas, conducting security checks, coordinating with event organizers, addressing spectators' complaints, provide the volunteers with a list of tasks related to that, listening, ensuring compliance, provide each group with a table template. Okay. Note: volunteers should customize the table. Okay, I'm listening. Okay, okay, okay. Um, ladies and gents, I want to just um I want us just to quickly just summarize what is the importance of prioritizing tasks and managing uh, uh, um, prioritizing tasks, managing tasks, and meeting deadlines. The importance of that, because when it comes to time management, especially for an event of this magnitude, if we are unable to manage our time, manage tasks, and prioritize our time effectively, then we are going to miss the boat. The event will not be a success. There are obviously certain deadlines that we need to stick to. There's compliance that we need to adhere to. So um, it is important for us to know when it comes to our time management and prioritizing tasks. What a crucial and integral part is it of the process when it comes to the event. So if anyone has anything to add when it comes to prioritizing tasks, what can we do to prioritize tasks? What can we do to manage our time better and more effectively? Yeah, the floor is open. You may go ahead.
Me,
Anthea, again, Anthea, again.
so I usually prioritize my task in high and medium and low. That's how I do it.
Before you
So what-
continue, so that is basically you're prioritizing your task in levels of importance.
Correct.
In order of being most important and very
Yeah.
yeah. So okay.
So I would say a high importance, low importance, medium, high, medium, low.
Okay, with you.
And then I usually delegate. I love delegating.
Okay, but let's say for example in this case you cannot delegate. So now you
So to myself,
we have
obviously,
we have prioritized our tasks. So what's the next step that we need to take, or what's the next thing that we need to be aware of?
time.
The time
Timeline.
we need to allocate timelines and a deadline to those tasks. Are you all with me? I know. So there's time that needs to be allocated to those tasks. So that obviously it gives you an idea of the importance of the task at hand. If there's time allocated or deadline allocated to the task that needs to be completed. Yeah, I don't want to go into deep with that, but that is part of effective time management and prioritizing tasks. Anyone else? Mfundo, where are you, brother? Lungelo, I see you.
Yeah, also, Funda, do one thing at a time. Don't try to do many things, otherwise you won't get things done. So
I
try to
think
do one thing at a time. Yeah.
Yeah. I think on the previous slide they talked about juggling priorities or juggling tasks or something. The moment you start to juggle different tasks, you become a clown at some point. Are you all with me?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
So or a juggler. So it's important, like Anthea said, like prioritizing those tasks from high to low importance, and then add timelines to it or a deadline to it, and make sure that you don't juggle or jump between tasks. Do something halfway and then jump to the next thing, and then just do a few things once again and then jump to the third task as well, but not really completing anything or getting anything done. Am I understanding you correctly, Mfundo?
Yep, sir. Yes.
100%. Thanks, man. I assume everyone's happy and on the same page? Guys, teamwork. Can we go to teamwork?
Yes, we can.
Okay, if you all can see the slide here, let's continue with teamwork. Let me see how far we still. Okay, we're winning. We are winning. We are winning. You see the time here? Okay, cool. Almost there. Okay, guys, when it comes to teamwork, sharing ideas and working effectively in a team, or our ability to do that rather, teamwork consists of active listening and respectful communication, seeing different points of view and contributing constructively, uh, cooperating and building positive relationships with each other or others. Yeah. Guys, just make a note of this, of these 4 bullet points when it comes to teamwork. What does teamwork consist of? These are the bullet points they're referring to. Example, volunteers may be assigned to a team responsible for a venue setup and decoration. I know for a fact that the volunteers will be made use of on Monday, I think, to put down there's no the stands that they've put up. The seats are not numbered, so they have already made it clear or known to us that they want the team, all 300, basically all the volunteers, so those who are available, to go and put numbers on each seats. That will happen early next week. So that will take teamwork to do that, because I think the one stand takes about 1,000, or has about 1,000 seats, and the other venue takes about 5,000. Yeah, 5,000 capacity. Yeah, so that will take obviously teamwork to complete that task as efficiently and quickly as possible. Activity 8, objective. The objective of this activity is to enhance volunteers' collaborative problem-solving skills and highlight the importance of effective teamwork in finding solutions to event-related challenges. Divide the volunteers into teams, preferably with an equal number of members in each team. Explain the activity to the volunteers. Provide each team with one mock scenario. Let's see what some scenarios are. Crowd management, lost and found, weather contingency, accessibility for persons with disability, and scenario 6, scenario 6, vendor management. I'm going to skip the vendor management. Guys, I think in the previous unit, on unit 3, we touched on crowd control, so I'm not going to use that scenario. Let's rather focus on weather contingency. That shouldn't, for this event, that shouldn't have an effect. It shouldn't, because we are indoors. Yeah, we are indoors. So let's focus on accessibility for persons.
Sorry, Farrell, I just have to leave you. We've got an emergency, so we have to evacuate the building.
Not a problem, Fundo. Good luck, eh? Blessings.
Yeah, thank you so much. Cheers, guys.
Thank you. Blessings. Ish. So let's take a look at scenario 5, accessibility for persons with disability. That is a nice one. And let me see here. Weather contingency, lost and found. Yeah, let's do scenario 2 and scenario 5. Let's touch on those ones. So for anyone that's still on the call here, scenario 2, lost and found. What they want us to discuss how we would go about solving the problem of lost and found items when it comes to this major event. The floor is open, you guys.
Would we not have like a booth dedicated to lost and found items?
That should be nice, eh?
Yeah.
It would be, yeah.
Then I would also say that we need some kind of register, so whatever we found, to put on the descriptions and where we found it, so that all must be at the booth.
Yes, thank you so much for that, Shirley. And obviously, clear signage to show, especially the visitors coming to the venue, that they know where the lost and found booth or area is. Am I right?
Yeah, and also they've got to describe the item to us.
Do they need to show some sort of ID or identification?
Not necessarily, because what do you do with a lost scarf or a lost pair of sunglasses? There's no
Yeah.
identification on there.
Just a nice, maybe detailed description of the item.
Correct.
Yeah,
Correct. And
that
that's
was
where is it Shirley who spoke previously?
It surely is.
Yeah, I like that point where she says we need to mark everything in a register.
Yeah, that's a nice
It
one, eh?
would be easy to find.
Mm, okay. So that one is quite. I think that one is quite straightforward. In dealing with the lost and found. You talked about items. What about children or elderly person?
So I know what they do with children is hand out bands.
Mm-hmm.
So with the mom or the dad's number on there. So should they get lost, they either phone or a sticker or something.
The details that's on the
Appearing.
wristband.
Yeah.
That's a nice one. That's a nice one. Elderly people. Does the same go for elderly people?
Yeah, I would think so. Yes.
Okay. Yeah, that's a nice one. Let's go to number 5. If everyone's happy, accessibility for persons with disabilities. What does the plan say? How does the layout look? What are the designated areas? I'm just throwing a few things in the air.
So definitely the plan would indicate. And
Mhm.
there would be signage up as well.
Yes, signage as well, definitely. If you see, if you are busy with ticketing and assisting people to enter the venue, and out of the corner of your eye, you do see the elderly, someone with disability in a long queue. Would you be inclined to go and get that person and bring that person to the front of the queue?
Most definitely, yes.
Is it?
There should be an actual
does-
separate line for them, but yeah.
Does everyone else agree, or does anyone else has some sort of input? I'm just throwing things out there, just putting things out there. That's all, because these are the things that might come up that we might deal with on the day.
Definitely going to deal with it. That I can guarantee you. So
Yes.
we should always be on the lookout for the elderly or
Persons with disability.
correct.
Definitely. Okay, cool. Let's move on. Let's move on. Once again, I think we've actually, since the start of the session, we've been reiterating the importance of knowing the processes and the procedures, uh, um, yeah, for in order to do um, our job properly and in a professional manner. I think it's important what scenario. It doesn't matter what the scenario is that we're facing. I think it is of utmost important. I think yesterday we talked about the certain protocols that we need to be made aware of, and we need to familiarize ourselves with the different protocols that is in place, the processes or the procedures that's in place. So whatever scenario we face, that we know exactly this is the thing that kicks in immediately when this situation arises. I think that is the crux of the matter for me.
Farrell, can I just ask a question? Sorry.
You may? I'm listening.
Will there be an induction at the venue itself? Because I know, not most people go to events and not a lot of people know the CTICC. And I know there's 2 buildings as well.
Yes, there will be inductions. It starts from tomorrow, as far as I know, that certain departments are already wanting their teams of volunteers to get to the venue so they can show them around, show them the procedures and the layout and the setup.
Okay.
So it starts from tomorrow onwards, and obviously it will escalate come Monday. So in terms of our training as well, I know there's a few days they've asked us, the senior, to release you guys and to make sure, because most, especially those who are not here yet, coming in next week only, you
Yeah.
are going to be inducted, going through that induction process as soon as possible, to familiarize yourself with the venue, with the setup, and what's happening. Yeah. And that's why I said earlier that the CTICC is actually on lockdown from today onward. Yeah, that's so you can't enter without any accreditation. So they are busy with the accreditation process as we speak. Yeah, they're busy with it. Yeah, so yeah. Anything else?
That's it. Thank you.
Okay, cool, great stuff. Let's continue. I think I think we're winning, guys. I really do so. Professional image and attitude. Personal grooming and appropriate dress. Okay. I know that you guys are getting your PPE and uniforms, and I heard someone talked about sneakers as well. If there's sneakers, I will definitely be jealous because I'm not getting anything.
No,
If, if,
man.
if, 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 if anyone gets a extra pair, I wear. It's a size 9 for me, please. Thank you so much. Just leave it at the lost and found. I'll find it there.
We'll do that for you. Don't worry.
So, yeah, personal grooming and appropriate dress, maintaining a professional attitude towards colleagues, management, and clients, demonstrating responsibility dependently and self-control, actively contributing to the professional image of the organization. What this boils down to, I think the first point there, that first icon, personal grooming and appropriate dress. If you are not neat on yourself, if you are not someone that looks after yourself, please do so for the next week or for the next 2 weeks. It's not about you, it's about the image that they're trying to put out there. It needs to be professional. There's a standard that needs to be adhered to. So I wish you could see how my hair looks now. It's always on point. It's always on point. And when you meet me next week, you'll see that exactly. It's important that we all who are involved. Yes, you might wear the uniform, the t-shirt, the trousers, the sneakers, the hoodie, whatever. But when it comes to personal grooming, that is something that you need to take responsibility for yourself, the way you project yourself to others. Yeah, and yeah, I think it just goes a long way. Um, I want to say something else, but I can't, man. I need to keep it professional. Professional image and attitude. Example: volunteers should dress appropriately. Yes, obviously in the design in the designated event. If uniforms, yes, that will happen, ensuring they are clean, well groomed, and representing the professionalism of the Netball World Cup. I assume everyone is on board with this one. We don't need to dive into that too deeply. Activity 9, the objective of this activity is to engage volunteers in decision making regarding their appearance and behavior in various professional settings. Introduce the activity to the volunteers, divide the volunteers into small groups, provide each group with the following 3 scenarios in table format. Let me see the scenarios. Business conference. Scenario 1, you have been invited to attend a business conference where you will have the opportunity to network with industry professionals. You need to decide on your attire and behavior during the conference. Okay. Scenario 2. Before I go to scenario 2, that's the 3 scenarios. Okay, cool. Okay, scenario 1. So you have been invited to attend a business conference where you will have the opportunity to network with industry professionals. Are you going in your flip-flops? Anyone? Are you?
Okay, definitely not. I'll answer.
Yes, you may.
No, definitely not. It's got to
Mm.
be smart casual.
Smart casual, or
Mm.
even what's the other word, like the what I'm smart casual, the other word, the next one, formal, just formal. Formal, that's the word. Formal. It's been a long week. It's been a long week.
Oh, sorry, man.
Either smart casual or formal. Yeah, that would be the attire that you are going for. Scenario two, you have secured an interview for your dream job. It is crucial to make a positive impression on the potential employer. You need to decide on your attire and behavior for the interview. So you have an interview and you just decide to rock up an hour late.
Right.
Mm.
Unprofessional.
Unprofessional immediately. Uh,
Unprofessional, but yeah.
Mm.
But if it was communicated prior,
mhm,
then it shouldn't be a problem.
mm. Communication is key from the get-go.
Correct.
And when you get to the interview, one of the first questions you ask, how many leave days do I get? Yeah. We're talking about behavior. We've already
People actually
covered the
do that.
we've
No,
already
people
covered the
actually do
entire
that.
yeah. We already covered the attire. So obviously, once again, you'll be smart casual or formal going to a job interview. But let's look at the behavior. So yeah, it's important. Your behavior and the attire goes hand in hand. Am I right?
Mhm.
Okay, great stuff. Continue.
Hello, guys. I'm back.
All
yes.
right.
Yeah.
Welcome.
Yes, Shahid, you have fans here.
Aha, thank you.
They missed you. Shahid, there's a little bit of a feedback.
Oh, feedback. Okay, let me just get
On the
better
mic.
signal. Yeah.
Okay. It sounds better now.
Okay.
Okay, there you go.
Yeah.
Okay. Said, I'm not going to go back to the previous slides for you. The recording,
No,
the link
no,
will
it's
be
fine.
sent
It's
out.
fine. Let's continue.
Thanks, man. Scenario 3 allow sufficient time for each group to discuss and make decisions for each scenario. Let me see here. After completing the scenario, okay, now where's the scenario? Meeting.
That's on the next slide.
It's on the next slide. Let me see.
Like that.
No.
Sorry.
After completing the scenarios, bring the groups back together, okay? Facilitate the discussion using the following prompts. Summarize the key takeaways from the discussion, emphasizing the importance and thoughtful decision-making. Okay. Yes. Okay, guys. When it comes to meeting a client, obviously, our behavior, it boils down to our behavior being yeah, our behavior needs to be professional at all times. Am I right?
Correct.
Yes.
And
There's a
our
certain
appearance also counts very much.
Yes, definitely. And in the previous two scenarios, we've touched on that as well about our appearance and basically uh, coming to the Netball World Cup. Our clients, when it comes to the Netball World Cup, the clients will be all the attendees, the visitors, the tourists
Yes.
coming to the event. Those are our clients. So the way we project ourselves is of utmost importance. Our behavior needs to be professional. Like they say here, that having a credible professional image. The way our attire, the way we present ourselves, the way we articulate ourselves. Leave the slang at home just for a few hours if you can. Yeah, Hillary, I
Away.
see you. No, don't aware, man. Okay, it is a local thing, but yeah, Hillary, I'll
Don't
just give
use
you a
it there.
chance.
Yeah, don't use it there.
Hillary, you may go ahead.
Hi guys. Uh, Unfortunately, I have to leave you guys. I've just
Hillary,
arrived in Jordan.
just repeat that again for me.
I've arrived in Joburg. I'm based with the trip to Cape Town. So unfortunately, I'll have to leave you guys.
Oh, okay, okay. Oh, thank you. Travel safely, Hilary. Thank you so much. Eh? Thank you for your time.
Thank you. Bye.
Look forward to meeting you. Bye bye. Okay. Good. Okay. Okay. So Hilary is just saying goodbye. She's on her way to Cape Town. Okay. Yeah. So guys, when it comes to us presenting ourselves, it needs to be in a professional manner. Yeah. The way we act, the way we behave, we the way we carry ourselves. Yeah. There's a certain standard that needs to be adhered to, especially when dealing with our clients and stakeholders for this particular international event. Are you all with me? Nothing to complicate about that.
No.
Okay, cool, great stuff. We can continue, guys. I have 7 minutes before the school is okay. So barriers to effective communication, a time lock, and let me just see here. Okay. Nah, I'm proud of us. Two slides. We've come a long way. Time lock and productivity report. Time lock. Volunteers will be required to complete a time lock for the duration of the World Cup, accounting for every hour of their day. Productivity report. At the end of the week, volunteers should review their time logs and write a short report highlighting ways to maximize their time and improve their productivity. Just make a note of this for yourself, ladies and gents. There will be attendance registers that needs to be completed. So yeah, with the daily tasks that needs to be carried out, obviously there's a little bit of admin that needs to be done each and every single day. That is what it boils down to. Time log, and time log is second. This is the last slide. Summative assessment. Yes. In a group setting, volunteers will present their productivity report, sharing insights gained from their time logs and discussing practical techniques to enhance their time management and productivity. In conclusion, developing employability skills is crucial for volunteers participating in the Netball World Cup. Ladies and gents, can we just give ourselves a round of applause, please? Yes, with 5 minutes to spare. So now we are.
Feral,
Yes, Said.
Shahid, yeah, Feral.
Yes.
Are we getting the logbooks on the day or was we collect in town?
Said, I don't have an answer for you. I will try and find out. I would
Okay,
assume
I'll
that
follow
those
the WhatsApp groups, yeah.
yes, you may. Let's communicate that on the proper or through the proper channels. Yeah,
Okay.
let's rather do that. Guys.
Also, Pharaoh,
I'm listening.
they send us a link regarding the accreditation.
Yeah.
I tried to do it, but then I had to stop because they were asking where are you gonna work? So I couldn't answer there.
Oh, okay.
So I'd rather do it at the later stage, right? Because we don't know where we're gonna work.
I know that the accreditation process started today at the training venue, and
Yes.
it will continue to do so over the next few days as well. So
Okay, so that's fine. When we
I
go
will
there
ask.
in Wednesday, I can still do it.
Yes, I will ask. I will talk to Marius and Cat Sita guys, Nelson and them, just for an official report or some info.
Because
we can go to you.
Yeah, on that link, you need to say where you're gonna work. Yeah.
Yeah, no, it's fine. I will bring this point under the attention, and then we'll communicate with you on the groups. Okay, on the different groups.
Okay.
Guys, thank you so much
very
for your
much.
time. We didn't finish yesterday, but we
Tonight again, 8 o'clock.
I don't think so.
Still on that one for 8.
But this weekend, definitely tomorrow and Sunday, there will be sessions. As we're sitting here right now, we are actually on par with the guys doing the physical training, coming to the event. So for the virtual guys, I'm proud of you. Thank you so much for tuning in and for your time. So the class itself, they finished up until Unit 4 now. They finished with Unit 4 today. So we're also finished with Unit 4. So yeah, we did good. We did good. So yeah.
Yeah. Okay, then see you. Bye-bye.
Any other questions, ladies and gents, before we log off? Are you good?
Not for now.
Hi, Priel.
Shirley?
Just a question about with regards to you mentioned earlier on about the venue, the seating of numbers. Will you let us know in advance, or who will let us know with regards to that?
Nelson will let us know, and then we will communicate, because that task itself of numbering the seats is going to take off our training time. So we had a meeting yesterday about that. So there will be specific time allocated where everyone just goes to the venue to do the numbering for the seats, and then yeah, come back, or we'll see you the next day, something like that. Yeah, but it will be communicated.
Thank you.
Okay, Lungelo, good. Moshima, I see you. Sarah, good seeing you here. Said, Nana, still there.
Thank you.
Okay, Mfundo left already. Guys, thank you so much for tuning in.
Hi, Pharrell. I'm good, thank you.
Just say that again.
I'm good, thank you. Everything's okay. Just taking everything in.
Lungelo, you had so much to say yesterday, but you were very quiet today.
I'm multitasking today.
Are you multitasking today as well? Okay, as long as you with us, that's fine, that's fine, that's fine. Thank you so much,
Definitely,
guys.
thank you.
We'll chat again soon. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye. Where is my